His credit score awesome.
Yeah. Hey. Okay.
Me and my wife friend. Come on.
Me and my wife friend.
Chip.
Me and my wife friend.
Come on.
Me and my wife friend.
Chip. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
It's Reggie Regg and Marv.
Okay.
It's Reggie Regg. Hey. And Marv.
Hey.
And my white friend. Back at it again.
What's up?
Let the beat drop. Me and my wife friend. Here we go again. And you know we got the master friend. Hey, me and my wife friend. Here we go again. And you know we got the master plan. Oh, hey. You gonna switch up the beat? Fuck it. What up? It's your boy Reggie Regg. To my left, I got my main man Marv.
What's going on? How are you? I'm the white friend. I'm Marv. I don't feel like I'm not only Reggie's white friend. I feel like I'm everybody's white friend. So,
yes, indeed, man. So, you are everybody's white friend. You be seeing the comments and TikTok and stuff. Right. They love you.
Hey,
they love you. Man.
I try my best, man. I do. I try my best. So,
hey, that's what's up, man. Look, thank you all for tuning in today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We got another podcast lined up for you. We got a new president. We got a new president.
We got a president-elect.
A president-elect.
A president-elect hasn't been. It's been called.
It's called,
but it's not official until January 2020.
Let's give it up for President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President
Kamala
Harris. Give it up for him. Yes. You gotta let that hang for a little bit.
Hey,
that's major because they still counting this shit. Really,
right?
I just looked at an article. Right. They still counting this shit. Yeah. So that definitely deserves a round of applause.
You know, this prompts this week's topic, Reggie Regg. I have a question for you, as always, because you are the conspiracy guy on the show.
Yeah.
And there has been a lot of talks and rumors in the news and on social media, especially from the right-wing folks.
Yeah.
Do you think the election was rigged? Do you think that the Democrats stole this election?
Ooh.
Do you think that, missing ballots came up found?
Oh, and
well, here you go. You have 100,000 votes for Biden.
Oh, I mean,
as some sources claim out there. But I wonder what you think.
So the question is, we're talking about today is the election rigged?
Yeah, do you think that the 2020 election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden was rigged? What do you think?
That's tough, man. I mean,
because I know you did your homework. I know you went on the depths of the internet to find some.
You know me, man. I mean, I'm always probably one of the biggest conspiracy guys out here.
Right.
Always questioning our system and way of life and the norm. But I'm not gonna lie, this election actually put a little bit more hope for me in our voting system.
Okay.
Yes, I will say that.
Okay.
It has done that because I thought 100% I would have put money on it. And I was telling my dad, like, I put money on it. I was 100% sure Trump was going to win again. I just knew it.
Wow.
I just knew he was going to win again. Wow. I just thought no matter what, that was going to go down. You know what I mean? Like,
wow. You thought that Trump was going to win.
I did. I really did.
But what, by a landslide or by a close margin?
What I thought was going to happen, and this is just because when he won last time, I thought it was kind of like, maybe like Barack, like he won and it's 2 terms. Like he's in there 2 terms.
Right.
And I thought it was going to be like Biden might start off strong early, and then we see Trump rally at the win, like play with the people's emotions. But watching this election, I was thoroughly, happily surprised, because for me, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really, some people may not like it, but I'm keeping it real. I really don't fuck with Joe. Like, Joe's not my ideal candidate. The way he talks, I don't really get moved by his speeches. You know what I'm saying? I call him Stuttering Joe. He'll give you a couple stutters in that speech.
Right. More than a couple, right? Yeah.
Like he just lost straight train of thought or whatever. But but I do love Kamala Harris, and
it's like he smoked a blunt out back, and then came in and
baby,
but
and he's like he was just going like just certain stuff, like even during the waiting period, how like almost like 10:30 on the dot, like his bedtime, he was coming out and saying his goodnight speech before at the end of each rally.
Like, well, I'm gonna lay it down now.
Right, I'm gonna lay it down. I appreciate y'all voting for me, but it's kind of late.
Maybe Jill might give me some. I don't know, but we'll see.
It was like clockwork during this whole waiting process.
So,
but honestly, bro, really to get back, on the question as far as do I think it's rigged? I think that we could find a more efficient way at voting now. Like this is the new age. We got all this technology.
Right. Someone there was a meme floating around Facebook or social media I found pretty funny, and what it said was, y'all get your lives together because American Idol can count 154 million votes in 15 minutes.
Right. That's very true.
And
just
so,
what from their Instagram and their hashtag American Idol and click, like that data is being collected right then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
you would have to, here's my thing. If the CIA and the government and the Pentagon and they have the highest, toughest cybersecurity in the world, you're telling me that they can't make a system where you go online and vote, and once you vote, you can't go back, you can't change it, you can't do anything.
Right.
It's in there. It's done.
It's locked. Yeah.
Nobody can hack in there. Nobody can do anything.
Right.
It's all online. If you want to vote, you have to register your name, your number, just like every other freaking piece of information.
I like
if you
that.
have to register your name and number and address for Bed Bath & Beyond, they're going to make you register to vote.
Right.
But
I do see the hesitancy as far as going that route because, we got the dark web now. We got like real pro hackers now. Of course,
that's what I'm saying. But
like
you're telling me
it
the government can't.
Yeah, the government's top agency should be able to black out anything. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Come on now.
Yeah, very true.
Come on.
We should be able to easily vote from our phone.
Right.
And this is the thing. Okay, you tell me. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you feel like the election is rigged? Because there are some things that kind of baffles me a little bit. It's like, how in the world we're in California, right?
Right.
And okay, maybe California, because I heard it's up to the states whether you do like pre-counting and this and that.
Right.
But just in LA County alone, it's over 10 million people.
Right.
And that's just one county here in California. And you mean to tell me that this state's tally and number of votes is done and completed days before smaller states?
Well, it depends on others. It really depends on the system that they're using, because from what I understand, not saying that each state is different, but there are some states that are different. They have different people working. They have different skill sets. They have, so it just depends.
So you're saying the people in California just count faster than Pennsylvania,
possibly.
Georgia.
They might have a more organized system than some of these other states that are slower counters,
Right. So that's
right?
easy to say. That's easy to say, but is that an excuse? You know what I mean? Like,
but then again, here's the thing. It's human error. Is it human error?
Now we're open to human error.
Right.
I wasn't even talking about that. Yeah. Now we're open to human error. So they're
Right. That's the whole not to get off topic, but that's the whole argument for driverless cars, is that accidents would decrease dramatically because of human error. Who causes accidents? Humans, not the cars.
Yeah, that's true.
You
but
know?
I mean, there's always
But I mean, they have to work out the kinks and stuff. But a lot of the stuff is human error.
Do you think,
or could have the potential to, invite human error?
So if we went to a tech system where we vote by phone or vote by laptop or whatever.
Shit, you vote by everything else on your phone anyway. So
right. Do you think there will be less of an error from the computer than there would be from humans?
What I would do,
because there's always room for error.
Yeah.
But do you think there'll be less error?
Well, here's the thing. As we know, and from our experience dealing with, Apple.com, when Apple introduces a new product, or or anything, brand new that everybody's trying to get their hands on, right? What happens when everybody tries to do it at once? It crashes. So what they should do is they should, by time zone, there are 4 or 5 time zones in the United States, right?
Vote by time zone.
So vote by time. So what it is okay, East Coast wakes up first. Okay, y'all have until 6 a.m. to 12 or 11 or whatever to cast your ballots, to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have this 5 hours, whatever. I'll get on your phone, log in, vote. Okay, after that, the East Coast is done. All right, then you go to the next time zone.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all have until 12 noon until 4 p.m.
That's a good idea.
Okay, then after 4 p.m. you're cut off. You can't vote anymore. Okay, next time.
Now this would have to go for days, though. I think, right? Weeks.
Yeah, but at the same time, the reason I say that is not to delay any process, but because to avoid any of that potential error and everyone doing it all at once and jamming the system, and then having the high potential for errors or miscounting or systems crashing or whatever, have sections do it at a time. That way you're not overloading the system, and that you're not overloading, what's going on and crash it. And then what are you going to do? I mean, then you have to start all over, and then there's going to be a huge news media story, and then it's going to be another week, and then people are going to be pissed. And,
what are you saying? You're saying with the human error that this was rigged?
I don't think
we don't have the legit numbers.
Here's the thing. I always go back to what you say, man. Is that and there's a lot of truth, and I really didn't think about it until you said it. Is that we were not there. We were not there. We were not behind those. You don't know what's being said behind closed doors.
We don't.
You don't know by both parties. You don't know what meetings they have.
Yeah.
You don't know if you were. I mean, what goes on in those elections.
See, you've really been hanging with me too much because you just don't trust the government no more.
Well, I haven't done that for a long time.
You just don't trust the government no more.
All I'm saying is that. Do I think that the government is a necessity, and do they do a lot of good? I do think so, right? But I've said this before. If you're the president or Congress or Senate, yes, you're in charge of your district, but you're also making decisions for the whole country. And there are millions and millions and millions of people in this country alone. You know? Over 300 million people in this country. Yeah. Right? And so that's a lot of people like a principal is in charge of a school. Okay, so she's in charge of 100, 300 kids maybe, right? Yeah. Depending on the school. So you're talking 300 million people that you have to try to please, the majority of the people.
Well, that's why if you notice, really, yes, the president has a voice for the people, and I put that in quotation marks. But if you notice, everything when you watched it on CNN and Fox and all these news channels, this thing was broken down into what? States and counties. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So really what matters is your state and counties.
Because they didn't want to run out of anything to talk about, so they had to break it down by counties.
No. I mean, that's what your vote is, your state and counties.
Yeah,
this is local. That's what matters. What you okay, if we're in North Carolina, right?
Well, no,
your vote matters in North Carolina. That shit don't really matter what's going on in Georgia. That's why in California they can smoke weed freely and be fine, and then
but that's what
3-4 states down the road you can't.
But what I'm
mean?
saying is that the United States Congress and Senate and the presidency, they're making decisions for the whole country.
That's not one person.
They're doing laws for the whole country.
Right, that's not one person.
I know that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what is we can't put that much weight on the president. I mean, there's weight on the president.
You can't, want to put all that weight on one person is not fair.
Right.
Right? But that's why we have the Senate and Congress. That's why we have representatives from all over the country that go to Washington and represent us.
So boom, I'm gonna stop you right there. Right. So you said we have representatives all over the country that represent us. So I'm gonna go. You said, did I do my research? I did a little bit of research before this. We didn't have much time because we were like, we're just gonna talk about the presidency.
Okay, but hold on. Before we get into this, the answer to your question, my answer, do I think the election was rigged? I don't. My initial thought, no, I don't think it was rigged. I don't think it was. Because here's the thing: the mail-in ballot system has been in place for a while now. Okay, it's not like this is the first year that people have been able to mail in their ballots, or absentee ballots. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's all we've always had.
It's all but I did do a little bit of research myself. But we'll
all right. So so you say it's not rigged. All right. We've always had mail-in ballots.
But you did some research.
No, well, there's an article. I came across an article from this gentleman named Jason Bell. Okay. All right. So he's a researcher out of Oxford. Okay. So one of your top schools. And his article is basically saying, no, seriously, your vote doesn't matter. All right. That's the name of it. All right. So we got a Oxford scholar talking about your vote doesn't matter, and the article is very interesting actually. If you could look it up, if you can Google it. But some of the things he said, I'm gonna skip down. He goes over like the Constitution, and he talks about how we the people, exactly what that meant, how black males were included, but because of certain states, had their own regulations, or really hinder certain things. Same thing with women voting, and women voting. You had free blacks, women in certain states could vote. Right. So again, that was federal allowing the states to regulate themselves. You know what I mean?
Which we still do today.
All right. So one of the things he says, so he's like, there's only a few factors that really factor in on if your vote matters. And what's funny is it kind of does relate to this year. So the one thing he says is, number one, the chance of your vote changing the outcome of the election. All right. What is the chance that your vote will really be the outcome of the election? So he said it's almost like winning a lottery. It's 1 in 10 million that your single vote will change the outcome of the election. And that's most likely in a swing state. All right. Right. Okay. In a swing state. So what is kind of interesting, what we did see is there was a lot of battling going on in the swing states. Right. And they were really tight, a lot closer than what we've seen in previous elections. The second thing he said was, how much better for the world as a whole is one candidate compared to the other? So again, this is probably the first time, other than I guess the last one, that we really, because the last election when people were voting for Trump, we really didn't know what we were getting. Like, Trump was talking shit, but you didn't know what you were getting. So now, after 4 years of living with this man, the
people
world
are like,
the world,
you gotta get out.
Right, the world knew what he was. So it's funny, like the two factors that he really said weighed heavy. This was probably one election where that one vote, those couple 100,000 votes really did matter. Maybe that one vote.
It was real close.
It was real close.
Real close. Like 15,000 votes close.
Yes.
5,000 votes close.
Yes, Pennsylvania 140,000, and we may not seem like that's a lot, but 140,000 people maybe could not have went in. 50,000 of those mail-in ballots could have not been counted.
And here's another thing. This is another reason I don't see it being rigged, is because if the Democrats did rig the election, wouldn't they take the presidency, the Senate, and the Congress? Wouldn't they rig all three?
Oh, that would make sense.
And also the Democrats told their people to go mail in vote. It's a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, you guys, mail in, make sure you mail in your vote. They drilled into their people's head, into the Democrats' head, right? Republicans, they didn't do that. So, I mean, there you go.
I agree with you.
So,
it's well, this is one thing though, based off what you said though.
And then now the Republicans are surprised.
I mean, based off what you said, you had said it before when I was going to give an example, as far as like the people who represent us, right, or represent your state. Like we pick the state legislator. Right. So another article, okay, doing research now, talks about the methods that we use throughout history on voting, since the country was started. So for the longest, we the people, we didn't even vote for the president. Did you know that? The
Electoral College voted for the president, didn't they?
Yeah, so your state legislator, or legislator, the legislator of each state chose the presidential elector of the state, giving the people at large no direct vote in the presidential election. All right. And that's one method of choosing your elector for presidency. So that method is still on the table, right?
Right.
We're supposed to be, what we're watching on TV is supposed to be a statewide election. So basically it says the current most common system. All right. The current most common system is statewide. Voters in a state vote for candidates, and all of the state's electoral votes are cast by electors nominated by the candidate with the most statewide votes. All right. And then the other two, you got a district and you got a hybrid, right? So it's kind of weird, and it says other various alternate systems were experimented with, including electors from each county choosing the state's electors and runoff elections. So you can still, again, going back to your state electors, who the electors were the real person who's choosing the president.
Yeah.
So
didn't Hillary get the popular vote last time?
Did she?
I thought she did.
I feel like Hillary did. I think she did, because that's what I was telling.
But then the Electoral College chose Donald Trump.
Right. That's what I was telling my folks. That's what I thought was going to happen this year. I thought Biden was going to win the popular. I thought he was going to start off strong, and then Trump win the Electoral College. But from what we see, Biden took the whole damn thing.
Right.
Took the whole damn thing.
Stuttering Joe. Is that what you call him?
Stuttering Joe. Okay. Stuttering Joe. Look, man.
And listen, I want to let everybody know, disclaimer, this is not a political show. We are not political. We do not take sides. I'm an independent. I don't know about this man right here, but I do not take sides.
Yeah, the only side I take is God's side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't really worried about what's going on in this world.
Jesus.
Hey.
Jesus.
Walk with me.
Hey.
You like Kanye West?
Jesus.
Are you a Kanye fan?
I mean, yeah, I fucks with Kanye.
Yeah, but speaking of that, Kanye was on the ballot. Kanye was on the, I don't know what state you're in, but for those of you who are listening, when I went to vote, Kanye Omari West was on the ballot. That was major for me. Let's give Kanye, because that's big, man. That's fucking big.
Hey, he had some balls. He had some balls to go out there and say, I'm running for president.
I think honestly, if he would have gotten, if he would have gotten in the race a little earlier, we might have really seen I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
If he would have really got it earlier,
he could have. We could have been looking at a President West.
President West, easy.
You know,
easy.
First Lady Kim.
Easy, very easy.
But I did a little research myself. I want to, this will be one of the last parts here.
Put me on game.
So I'm going to put you on game here.
Put me on game.
Presidential frauds or presidential rigging, the claims has gone on throughout all of history.
Oh,
all of
our elections.
All of our not every single election, but their elections in the past. They have. So this is not new.
All right.
Okay, so 2020, between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and
what we're seeing Trump doing,
right, saying that the Democrats rigged the election. This is not the first time this has happened in our presidential history here.
Trump is suing states.
Yeah,
he's suing, and I jotted. Trump sued after election. My man Trump sued PA, Pennsylvania, Michigan,
right,
Nevada.
He's a suing motherfucker.
Georgia,
golly,
and Arizona.
He just loves to. I'm
gonna sue all y'all.
He said, "I'm taking all y'all
because y'all bitches can't count."
Right,
like.
But 1960 between Nixon and John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
That was
who claimed fraud? Who claimed?
So the Republican officials cried foul and stated that the voting machines were rigged.
Oh, because JFK won?
But Nixon never contested the results.
Ah.
So every time there was a, hey, you were fraudulent, or hey, you rigged the election, nothing really came of it. So, So, and that happened with 2000 with Al Gore and George Bush, where it came down to Florida.
Okay.
Right? So it came down to that Florida.
I remember that.
Right?
That was a big thing. Florida was a big thing.
And even in 2004 with George Bush again.
Barack?
No, it was 2004 between George Bush and John Kerry. So Bush won with a small margin in popular vote.
Bush won the popular vote versus Kerry?
Right. Then,
wow.
Yeah, but the ballot papers and the voting were marked by error, omission, and mistakes. And I mean,
December. The election was what, November 4th?
But that's not new though. That's not new.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If we're still counting, all right,
right.
And I'm not saying this like this. Let's take Trump and let's take Joe out of this.
Right.
And let's just say it's candidate A and candidate B. Like, don't fucking announce that so-and-so won. That don't make sense to me if we're still counting and we're not certifying in Michigan. How the hell are we done in California? How are we done in Texas? How are we done in Florida? You know what I mean?
Said, man, we have faster counters.
If they said it...
I mean...
Like I said...
I mean, you have Betty over here. What is it?
And then you got 1, 2... 3.
Joe Biden.
Right.
Donald Trump. Trump.
It's like
Joe Biden.
If we're still counting December,
Biden, Trump.
It just seems sketchy to me. I just feel like that. It seems sketchy.
I don't know. Like I said, every state has their system, and some systems are different.
I think it's time. We say this all the time about a whole bunch of shit. We say this about like Black Lives Matter and the world is changing. It's a new world. Like it may be time that we look at revamping our voting system.
Right.
I kind of like what you said earlier.
Right.
As far as like going to some kind of digital solution.
Yeah.
If we do have
because we're in the digital age.
Yeah.
We're going.
We got the top
direction.
people in tech in our government. They should be able to keep us safe from cyber attacks and knowing that. And really make our election like a cyber election. Why not?
But then you have allegations of last election with Russia. The Russia collusion and other countries meddling in our election system. So then you have that. But then again, so.
I mean, I think it's always going to be
something.
some.
I think that we have people that can do that.
Yes, I feel like it's
But
always
this rigging has gone all the way back to 1876. It's 1876 right here. Amongst Samuel J. Tilden against Rutherford Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if a president nowadays had the name Rutherford? Rutherford Trump. Here comes Rutherford.
All right.
Can you imagine that?
I can imagine it.
Rupert.
I used to, that was one of my fake girlfriends. I used to tell people I used to date a girl named Rupert. And it was
Really?
like, yeah, it was just like a joke. You know, like a class cow thing. But
that's funny.
So, as we know, I guess we got a new president-elect, even though Michigan just certified his votes. But at the end of the day,
it's the president of the United States, whether they're Democrat or Republican. You know.
Yeah, we're at the end of the day, we're happy that our democracy is functioning.
Yeah.
Now, maybe this is another podcast. I hope y'all ready for this 6-week shutdown in the United States. And those of you who watch and you're in another country, hey, we are with you. We pouring our hearts out to you. Be safe. If you're on lockdown already in the UK,
if we would have done this in the beginning,
anywhere else,
would we be in this mess? Would we have to lock down again? I guess. I mean, other countries are locking down.
Yeah, other countries locking down again. Yeah.
We are seeing a huge surge in the United States.
Yeah.
It looks like we're headed back to square one.
Phase one.
You know,
Phase one.
Yeah.
Phase one under Joe Biden. Joe said his number one priority is Corona. So
yeah. And one of his top advisors said that they'll have plenty of money to pass out. So
all right,
get ready for that government check.
All right, Joe. Hot damn.
You know, he's already pulling out the cash.
All right.
He's like,
hey, you know what?
Take some of that Joe money.
You want to know why I think Joe's going to have to pull the cash out?
Why is that?
Because he got a black woman behind him. She going to make him put that money out.
Right.
Hey. The sister going to make him pull it out, man.
Right.
The sister going to make him pull it out. But at the end of the day, we have a new president. I respect the position. I respect Joe.
Right.
I respect Kamala and the new administration that follows. Hopefully, we won't be on lockdown all year, but we're definitely going to phase one for a little bit. What was that for? Yeah, that's what you're looking for. Let me say it again. Yeah. So hopefully, we won't be going on lockdown all year. Back to phase one. But, you know, I guess we got to do what we got to do to be safe. And like we were saying, all our listeners from around the world, like I said, we know that a lot of people in the UK are already back on lockdown. Yeah. So
because we are in this together. We really are.
We really are.
We are a speck in the universe.
Yes.
So we have to be in this together. We are the human race all over the world. So
we are.
So yeah, but
keep voting. You know,
keep making your voice heard.
Whether it is a conspiracy or on a bigger scale, if things are rigged, if big money is controlling things, still your vote matters in your county. If you were watching CNN or anything, you see that your county matters. You can make a difference in your
commissioners,
county. Yes,
governors and mayors and city council people.
Yeah, city,
county, all that.
Town hall, city council.
All that matters.
You know, you can change your county. Your county is your country.
Right.
You know, country.
That's your community.
Think about it.
You know, so.
Those words aren't linked for nothing. But we about to get up out of here.
That's
we want to thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in to me and my white friend. I'm your boy Reggie Regg. Go to the website. We got our shirts on deck. Go get you a shirt.
www.meandmywhitefriend.com.
Yes, and if you're listening right now, if you're listening and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go subscribe right now. We need the subscribers. We are giving you daily content. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
All that.
If you want to talk to us personally, if you got any questions, you can email us at info@meandmywhitefriend.com. I'm Reggie Regg.
And I'm Marv.
Peace. We love you.
And we are Me and My White Friend.